My barber is the son of one of the elders at the King of Glory, Church of God in Christ. So it seemed fitting that I go to him to fix my crown. These visits to the throne are not taken lightly. The barber's burden is heavy. He knows that this is more than just a haircut. Here we heal. Here we debate the deepest of social issues. For example, the top 5 NBA basketball players of all time, the top 5 rap albums of all time, the top 5 insert anything you can imagine gets debated in the shop. His clients waiting chime in the conversation like bells. He sometimes sings hymns while he cuts, and as he finishes the song, 'tis so sweet and the taper to trust in the name Jesus. All of my problems seem to fade where I come from. Barbers fix more than crooked linings. They blend art with craft, call it therapy. Back home, the shop turns into Switzerland, becomes a neutral zone, watering holes where the manes of these lions sometimes have waves. And in the 90s, we would rock parts in our heads as if our scalp was the Red Sea. The shop is where cuts turn into confidence and swagger. This is for every father stepping up and giving their son his first haircut. This is for that poster on the wall featuring every haircut known to the culture. You know, the haircut Bible where every style is a scripture. The lineup with waves, the high fade, the fade with a sponge twist. This is for seeing yourself in that poster. This is for the $7 haircuts from the barber college. This is for the cacophony of clippers and conversation. This is for the end. When he wipes freshly open skin with alcohol. This reminds me that sometimes beauty is pain. This reminds me that I am alive. This reminds me that the shop is and always will be alive.
I'm not saying you're racist. That would be silly. You're not a whites-only sign, drippy lead paint on knotted wood perched above a restaurant door like a scarecrow for civil rights. No, I'm saying you enjoy the house special. The waitress has already memorized your order. The owner reserves your seat weekly, greets you with a camera shutter wink and a Cheshire smile. Your initials are hand-carved in the wood of your favorite booth. Memories are box-stepping down the aisle, standing room only, so you can't see all the spaces you're not willing to make for others. I'm not saying you're a bigot. Of course not. You're not a Dodge Challenger with bifurcated bumper, plowing protesters in Charlottesville, exhaust fume breath and two-stroke fury, snarling and skidding at the slightest provocation, unyielding as the Confederate statue you refuse to see torn down. No, I'm saying you enjoy the ride. The gas pedal feels plush against your heavy foot. The engine roars like a banshee, but makes whispers of shrieking bystanders. That you long to own one, but at a reasonable price, 40% off sticker or a 3/5 compromise. A fuel-injected rush of power, turning radius of a gunshot. Everything reduced to speed bumps and green lights, and who needs speed bumps in their lives? Wrecking your suspension of disbelief. I'm not saying you're a Nazi, like you're some kind of concentration camp, a garbage pit of misery and lost dreams, the stench of death tinged with bitter almonds and despair, walls of razor wire like bared teeth, the emaciated and forgotten slipping into the oblivion of your mouth. No, I'm saying you live upwind in a subdivision so you don't have to smell the bodies. Your house is well insulated against the sounds of family trees snapping and children begging to be held, but you keep the police on speed dial in case you spot someone Anne Franking next door. That some places are built for throwing lives away and you don't look for them, but you vote for them, so you never have to think about or concentrate on them again. I'm not saying you're the Klansman or Proud Boy marching down the street as a specter for white retribution. I'm saying you're the police escort. You're not the Molotov cocktail thrown into a mosque, you're the Starbucks that replaces it. You're not a shooter in a black church, you're the buy one box of bullets and get a Happy Meal sale. I'm not saying you're racist. I'm saying evil only triumphs when good people do nothing, and you're the nothing. What King would refer to as a stumbling block of history. Gather up enough stumbling blocks and you can make a wall to keep out immigrants. You can make a school that can't teach about slavery, a prison, a police force that will never be held accountable. You can make internment camps, trails of tears. You can make a nation, a towering mess of rotting parts unwilling to look itself in the mirror. I'm not saying you're evil. I'm saying in the equation of life, you're just a benign remainder in someone else's final solution.
Praise these kids. Praise the earbuds that don't quite dampen the sounds. The iPhones catching it all for the record. The backpacks, their only armor. Praise the tears, their fear and their fearlessness. The shaking hands and snotty noses. The corners they huddle in. Praise their voices that refuse now to be silenced. Praise the teachers who never asked for this, who too are terrified, who nevertheless add human shield to their resumes. Praise the polycarbonate and Kevlar protecting the team that eventually sweeps the school. Praise the bullets that fall harmlessly in hallways that do not find purchase in lungs or liver. Praise the half-staff flags flying as reminder. But do not praise the gunmen, nor the guns. Never praise the guns.
When the clouds part, my Dodda is on the move. Her locks flap in the wind. She hides the flaps on her skin. She always seems to burrow inside herself and position her limbs in the shadows of the sun. She always runs faster each time reality catches up. As India rises from its trout-lipped slumber, her basket is filled with buds. Jasmine sugarcoats her already strained smile. She'll have to fix that by noon, and prepares to string itself to garlands. Dodda works its milky color to a lather, scrubbing until a bumpy rose envelops her brown. Not cream. She'll try again tomorrow. At 11, She bustles down flights of stairs, kneading dough until the salt that drips from her face is enough seasoning, and the blood that washes over henna-hidden hands flavors the dough with sindoor. So she sweeps some across her face and prays, clasps her hands together, asks for a new face. When the clock finally strikes noon, she dons 4 tiffins of lunch and a crimson sari to wash out weakness. Her feet are quick. Her husband's are quicker. When he's through, her wavering smile feels more like ocean than stronghold, attacking its own hands over and recrudescing in waves over and 3 p.m. And she practices teetering spoons on her hands to prepare for the weight of the world on her shoulders. Her daughter-in-law is growing grayer and frailer by the day. Men like a little meat on the bones, more cooking for Dodda. Her niece, who once painted the solar system on her eyelids, lost her planets on Earth. The ones who aren't pretty have to be smart. Dodda can't marry her off right away. And her daughter, who runs at the same time as her to connect with the life she once knew, shuffles down gated neighborhoods in neon green Adidas while Dodda turns around to watch for hungry eyes in sandals that peel at the heels. The nightjar sings in tune with the landline. Quiet, subliminal darkness unfolds the cloak of nighttime. 13,000 miles away, we are greeting the sun. We prattle on about clothes and carnivals, about new friends and opportunities, about goals, about dreams, about life. Dodda, when are you coming to see us again? Soon, Bangaru, soon. And she tucks herself in with a blanket that steams like rice and wishes her dreams into our realities.
Life sentence. He's pissed. When the nurse says, again, "Honey, you gotta eat," he explodes. "Stop telling me what to do. I'm not hungry." He knocks her hand off his shoulder, her brown hand with perfect pink nails, and wheels away. Best he can, with a fat bandage smashing his fingers into a stiff red paw. It's her doing. All of it. She likes to boss people around, this Filipino overseer of the nursing home and the crumbling convent. Patients live in the nuns' old cells. That's what they are. Prison cells. He's getting out as soon as he can walk. Enough of these girls pushing him around. Enough of the crap they call food. Enough of his kids spending money he saved all his 97 years. For what? Band-aids and watery oatmeal. A mattress so thin he can't roll over in the night. He's in jail, having committed no crime except to live so goddamn long his legs gave out. Now his arm is swollen, twice its normal size. It's their fault, the girls who move him, digging their nails in. Elevated on this pillow, they say. To hell with that. He throws the pillow at a potted plant, telephones his son. "Get me out. Right now." He waits in his borrowed wheelchair, toothpaste on his tennis shoes, soup on his shirt. Someone hollers for help. High heels slap linoleum. The warden is on her way. If only he could run.
Letter from an absentee father. Dear son, I didn't see you today because your mama felt it would be better that way. Not necessarily for me or for you, but definitely for her, so what's a father to do? I'm writing this letter, though I know you won't receive it. Yeah, I gotta put this down now so later you'll believe it. Perhaps one day, when this all calms down, your wonderful smile will replace that frown I saw when your mother kept us apart. Son, please believe, it just broke my heart. To properly tell this tale of no one winning, it's probably best to start at the beginning. Truth is, your mother and I were only friends. Love never had a chance. Just the lust, then just the end. But 9 months after our passion had a baby, the two of us had to deal with the life we created. Now, I offered to make an honest woman of your mom, but she called me a scrub and laughed at my job. An honest day's work for an honest day's wage was not her idea of a man getting paid. That didn't stop her from going to court and having them awarded child support. Not that I mind, because you're worth every cent. I'm just not sure how the money's being spent. Your mama has got Coach bags and bling like Dr. Dre, while you're sporting Kmart gear that's seen better days. Then she started running with your Uncle Pete, who is no kin to you and sells rocks on the street. I guess her ideal of living large has prevailed, even though at times it means someone ends up in jail. Remember those vacations you spent at my house? Those were the times neither one could bear. Through it all, I loved you the best I knew how to and tried to show you right versus the wrong you're exposed to. When I came over today to pick you up, your mom said she was broke and tried to hit me. The lights were on with plenty of food in the house, so I asked what for because I had my doubts. She said she needed cash because Pete was in jail and he had major problems if he couldn't post bail. He was in under the alias of Howard Pike because Peter Trout had 2 prior strikes. Not my problem, I said to your mother. I'm responsible for my son, not his mom's, and not her lover. Besides, I never liked all them drugs around my kids, so I give less than a damn about Pete's 20-year bid. I suggest you that you get with his other girlfriends, and maybe between the 4 of them, they can scrape up the ends. No sooner had that last escape my lips, and Mama straight went off. Really started to trip. Guess she didn't know Pete had other ladies, but what did she expect from a dude that shady? Anyhow, that's why she's mad. That's why she slammed the door, and that's the whole reason you don't see me anymore. But rest assured, one day we'll see each other again, even if I have to sue for custody as it means to that end. Until then, chin up, little boy. Please, don't be sad. Just remember the things I've taught you. Love, Dad. Thanks.